Well, I can't sleep, so I may as well do something productive. Oh, we got a ball too, right? Let's see if he's done polishing that thing while we're...
The priest was still busy with the...
He's gonna be at that a while, I imagine. Or until we go down into the sewers and come back up, one of the two. You know, it actually makes sense that we'd need to go down here. The arrow was pointing
If
below.
I wanted to get deeper into these catacombs, I was going to have to get onto that path. If the near edge hadn't crumbled away, I could have jumped it easily.
But we decided we need to make a puzzle out of this, so...
There were 3 arches, each with an inscription.
What was I just going to say?
There were 3... A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it... Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere near. On the boat was a winching machine.
My money's on Phantom.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out templier and something about innocence. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe.
Let's see if we can do anything.
The hook lay in a bed of chain.
Let's go around.
The door was a handsome piece of work. I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
Anything we can look at? Yeah, puzzle.
The hook lay in a bed.
Can we use this on it? Yes.
The inscription was hard.
Am I just gonna wheel it back up again? Yep. Maybe we can use this to, like... I was thinking maybe we could use that to fling it over.
The inscription... There were 3... The walls... The inscription was undecipherable. I wondered why. The wall...
Very poor condition wall.
My medieval... Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. The problem here is how do I get that to like hook onto the wall or something? Or... Tempted to go ask him again about things.
The priest was still busy with the...
Yeah.
On the end of the staff was... On the end... A the statue... the stat... On the...
Come on.
In comparison... Heard this... A bit of a stain... Hoping for... Had...
Yeah. Bah.
The priest was still busy.
Just be an asshole.
The priest was...
Yeah. We can't.
A stone... A stone...
Seeing if we can actually get any more reaction.
I didn't recognize the... Somehow...
Yeah, we're not getting anything new here, are we?
A night.
You know, we kind of rushed over here, didn't we? Anywhere else we can go of interest? Museum again. See what this place is like after that. Yeah, stuff happened.
Hi, Andre.
Hello,
So he's just not going to talk to him about it. Go figure.
What is this ball?
It's a juggling ball. I love juggling.
Oh, don't you mean jongling?
Does this matter?
Alamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin were based.
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia. I'm not too hot on modern geography, I'm afraid. The most recent map I have shows that
Yeah, we've got that before.
What do you make...
it's the where the
From
Pigram is in
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think...
No, you're not one of those.
Yeah, we've been through
Do you
this,
know
but...
Pegram?
Not really.
When
Yeah,
was...
same thing.
Take a look.
It really
What do you...
nothing.
Does the guy...
No,
Do you recognize...
no.
What do you...
Inter.
From a dick.
When?
Yeah.
I'd like to shake...
Not now.
What is this?
Nothing.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're well.
The glass case was intact, but the tripod had been replaced by a sign reading, Exhibit temporarily removed.
Ha ha ha.
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Do you know anything about...
Not me. It is the youth.
And
Yeah.
They asked me. They asked.
Where at...
Of course. Not.
Do you recognize...
It is
I should think it...
very similar to.
That's what I...
But this is obvious.
Right. What does this...
Nothing.
Sorry for the kind
Thanks.
of hurrying through. I'm trying to find anything. Yeah, cafe's still closed, eh? Okay, so you'll speed walk to the other place, but you'll have to walk up to this door completely, and... I really want to go to that other ladder, but I don't think the game's going to let me.
It smelled like someone had done...
Yeah, nothing.
There was nothing...
I wonder if that cat is catchable. I'm gonna click hints just to see if it acknowledges a... No, there's no puzzle here. So kind of curious now. Does that indicate there's a room where I have to solve something yet?
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
I'd like to report in the...
Oh, just the same assault question.
Could you just...
One, their name... no. Look what I found, Sergeant Moo.
It is a ball. The ball of a child.
You're half right, but this is no toy, Sergeant Moo.
Don't tell me. The juggler is back.
The juggler? Who's he?
The most cunning circus performer turned pickpocket in Paris. He mesmerizes his audience with an unarguably talented but mind-numbing display of juggling, while his accomplice goes through the crowd and empties their pockets. I thought we'd seen the last of him.
Huh.
See you later.
Let's ask her about juggling balls.
Hello, George.
Oh.
I showed you the red...
Yes.
Did I show you this?
Huh?
Bleh.
Let's take another... There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. There's a guy working on a loom. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a knight with a crystal ball. The knight's through my...
Look at that.
I'd better get back.
We got a tingly thing sound.
The priest was still busy with...
Huh. Just the whole sewer seems to be a dead-end thing, yeah.
If I wanted to get... If the near...
Wait a minute, it's weak. I wonder if we can bash it down with a heavy metal bar.
It was time for some brutal destruction. Hey! That's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There was some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it. Here goes. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap. I'd pulled the lever. Inside the hole, I could see one of the cogs had come loose.
Huh. Oh yes, here we go. Ta-doo. Did that thing just spring back?
Boy, had I ever made a mess of that door.
Oh. Indeed, Georgie, indeed.
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
In the end will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report.
The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
Name drop.
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty, a trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition the next time that we meet. It will be to become the princess of this world.
Wow.
Wow, that was some plot dump.
There was a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases, Non omnis moriar and Clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness.
So if Khan was trying to stop these crazy people...
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump.
What's that even mean?
The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Well,
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria. You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
yeah, it's a good plan. We don't want them both in the same place. And, yeah, Nico, he's super serious about going there.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Georges.
Well, we had a plot dump. I think we'll go to Syria next time, since I'm still kind of incoherent. Let's see if that priest has finished polishing the cup first, though.
The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
Wow. This guy is dedicated. Yep, later everyone.